So the wise woman tradition, as you can imagine, was something that was unnamed. You know, it was just family medicine. It was just grandma's medicine. It wasn't anything that really ever had a name. And so recently, because of the other traditions that we have developed, medicine-wise, there needed to be some naming of this other tradition that has existed for so long. And so she has really brought that to the fore, and she's very cool. So this is the first book I got of hers. It's called Wise Woman Herbal for the Childbearing Year. And then this is her more general herbal called Healing Wise. Because in allopathic medicine, usually we jump right to either drugs or surgery or high-tech tests. There's kind of no in-between. If you get a really great ND or just a kind of a holistic family doctor, you know, they may be more into, let's start with your diet, but it's still rare. And that's really sad. So she has come up with these 6 steps of healing, which I have adapted. So this is a mix of me and her. Mostly her. I mean, these are her ideas. But I'd like to go through these really. I don't want to take a lot of time on it, but I think it's important to go through kind of as a foundation for talking about medicine, and then we'll get into making some stuff. So basically what she says is, whenever something comes up, we need to start at step 0. We need to move up the ladder. We don't want to jump to some measure that we don't necessarily need to jump to. And there are times to jump. You know, Chris was in a terrible car accident several years ago, and so we're not going to be like, okay, step 0, do nothing. And then we'll try some diet, and then, no. He went to the ER, right? We did what we needed to do, and so there's a time and a place for all of it, and this isn't always like a, okay, go through it systematically. But when it's a chronic condition particularly, or just something that's not life-threatening, it's really good to go through these steps, because our bodies are wise. They know what they're doing. So we have reactions for a reason. We don't always want to just, you know, obliterate these symptoms, because the symptoms mean something else. Our bodies are telling us something. And so we need to pay attention to that. Sorry, I'm going to take a drink. So step 0 is do nothing. She calls it serenity medicine. And this is things like sleeping, meditating, unplugging the clock, taking a break from all the technology. It's a vital, invisible step. So we're listening to our body, paying attention to its cues, and we're exercising our intuition. One thing that we've done, one thing that our culture has done is it's given up its, the responsibility for its own well-being. We've kind of outsourced everything to professionals, and so we don't feel like we can teach our kids. We send them to school. We don't feel like we can take care of ourselves. We trust the doctor before we trust ourselves. We don't feel like we can birth. We go to the hospital and we have a C-section. We outsource everything. We want the experts to do it. We want them to tell us what to do. We want them to do it for us. And that's just, that takes away our humanity in a lot of ways. So exercising our intuition, there are some people who kind of suggest taking time every once in a while to lay on your bed and just check in with all your parts, and listen to your body and see where there seems to be stagnation or pain, or something just funky, or and you just you check in. And sometimes we don't do that. Often we don't do that. We're busy people, and so that would be part of this step, is just kind of checking in. And our bodies do have ways of telling us, even if it's something that might require some high-tech testing to prove. So we can kind of have a sense, like there seems to be, a lot of uncomfortable warmth around here. Well, maybe our thyroids are acting up, and we need to figure that out. So it sounds out there, but it's doable. So step 1 then is to collect information, and she calls this story medicine. This is low-tech diagnosis, support groups, counsel of friends and family, books, dreams. Here we want to know why what's going on is going on. So we're seeking understanding and guidance from the wise ones in our personal communities. We're listening to others' experiences in order to shed light on our own. And we're gathering family health history, and that's a big thing. If you have not done that, that's really important because, like I said, our culture, we've outsourced our responsibility for our own health.